What's up? It's episode 202 for Streaming Matters. Welcome to the live show. Welcome to the people on the panel. How is everybody on the panel? C-Man. We got C-Man down on the bottom right, Dub Beach below me, and then to my right, co-host, and the man with all the information, Aubyns.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. What's up? Beach, you doing well today?
No, just typical day. Santa's elves slay away while Santa goofs off and does whatever.
Santa was over there making some money while there are some people ain't working. So I'm trying to put some money in the pot as you people that are retired and not working are pulling money out of the pot. Something like that. Cause yeah, you two ain't working.
We just found a
Fellas?
job that doesn't pay us.
Yeah.
The
Yep.
government. I'm giving money to the government. The government's giving it to you. So it's kind of like it's how it works.
No, we're talking about working for you.
Yeah. Yeah. Last time I checked, neither Auburn or myself in Canada.
I don't work, you know that.
Well, I wasn't trying. I was like, let's see. So look I'm the only one working on the board.
Yeah,
But hey,
and
you guys-
you're working for Monopoly money too, you know.
It is true. It is some different looking money. So, C-Man, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How about you guys? Good to see everybody.
Look at Eddie says work is a 4-letter word.
Yep.
Uh,
Yeah. Another guy that's retired. I think we ought to call this a retired show because it's like 3/4 of the people watching this or on the panel are always retired. I don't know what the hell's up. That's just crazy.
Well, you were enjoying it when you didn't have to work.
Yeah, I enjoyed
you
my
know.
6 or 8 months, I guess, or what
Yeah.
it was, something like that. And
Yeah.
now I'm paying for it. It's like back
Now you're
at it.
paying for it. Right.
But that's all good. Welcome to the show, folks. Thanks you for joining us live. If you've not watched the show before, if you have watched this before, we talk about streaming things. We will content, things that may impact you and your streaming quality, ways to save you money, prepare you. We try to watch what's happening or what's coming up that if there's going to be price hikes, we usually try to give you a warning. If there's things that may limit what you're able to watch or how much that someone's reaching into your pocket, we try to talk about those things, give you options. So we're all about saving money on this show, saving money as well as being able to watch the content that you want, when and where you want. So often we're limited. So today's show is going to be a lot about saving some money on your cable. We're going to talk about some of the true costs right now that the average people are paying, and it's unbelievable. Hold on a second. We got a few people just jumped over here. Trevor, I usually try to pull people's name in here that are when we're kicking through the intro. So thanks for everyone joining in. I see Troopers actually even jumped in. Nice to see him over in the side chat. So we'll go ahead and crank this up and we'll start talking about the first topic. Let me see if I can share my screen here. Let's see if I make sure I'm on the right tab. I don't want to be on one of those adult tabs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The ones that Mark gives me.
Look.
Anybody? You guys got that? Okay. So we're going to talk about the average cost for people, how much people are paying for cable TV right now and how it has changed in the increase of cost in the last 4 years. People over in the side chat, if you want to chime in with how much you're paying for cable TV. This is not how much your internet bill is because that is a separate fee. This is only going to talk about if you're paying for cable or satellite TV. Put that over there. And let's do this for the people over in the side chat. Put how much if you're paying for cable TV or satellite TV, how much your cost is, and then put another one in there if you're paying for premium stuff. You're paying for Disney or Netflix or something like that. Just to get an idea. It'd be cool to see what people are paying over there.
Mm-hmm.
Don't count Amazon Prime because a lot of people have Amazon Prime and you're not paying for it, most likely for its content. You're probably doing it more for the free shipping. So we won't count that. So it'd be curious to see what people's costs are. And then the people on the panel can chime in. Hey, off the top of your head, any of you guys, Auburn or any of you guys, how premium
No, there is no regular TV.
no
Dual
cable TV
internet, 89 a month
for your
for
internet?
1.5 gigabit.
He has to drop that 1.5
Of course,
gig.
of course.
89 is for the 1.5 gig internet up and
I
down.
did some research around here today, and for AT&T, it's $230 a month with premium channels. The network's off an app, and then Cox Cable was $190. So they're all pushing 200 or 200 plus.
Wow.
Yeah. Beach, you got any premium?
No, no. I just have a Mohu Leaf to get my local channels and
antenna.
other source in Lake Auburn. I pay $46 a month for my 1 gig up and down.
I pay 76. It's still not bad.
No.
Yeah.
No. And then in this article it talks about the internet costs and stuff, but I was let me glance before we run into that before. Set It Off says $85 a month. Eddie, let's see, $78 a month. Paul must be he's a longtime watcher of our show in some of our chats. 0 on the cable. Let's see, Honeybee.
Hold on 1 second. There is no cable at all out there, right? In the UK, right? That what are they?
Yeah, don't they have cable? They have cable or they can get satellite. I think they have cable TV.
Do they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then I just didn't know how it worked with like how how they get taxed on.
Well, that's he said the licensing fee. That's that licensing fee.
That's just for the BBC.
Yeah, and that's for the over the air.
And that's over the air.
Yeah.
So can someone out there in the UK just say, if you guys get cable like how we do? Because I just didn't know, since no one really talks about their speeds over there.
So you mean cable? Do they have cable TV?
Right, cable TV,
Okay.
and their internet if they want to put up their price for that also.
So
if it's
or is
coming
it all
from the same line, right? Because because I guess what I don't get is if you're getting charged the licensing fee for the TV, so what happens when you have another device that that you don't want, that they're not going to try to connect to or something, what I'm talking about? Like, say you have a TV in the house, like we could have a TV in the house, and that's not connected to cable, but we got a Fire Stick on it.
Yeah, I think if you're trying to watch it over the air, because remember the movie that we watched talking about that stuff.
The Duke.
The Duke.
When you're watching it over the air, so you're going to pay a licensing to have it over the air, or if it's through the cable, they would get their money via the cable company, I would think. Let's see. Honeybee says that canceled mine today. Netflix, Disney, Sky TV gone next month. You had to give a 30-day notice, so that's cool. Cool. Redneck on here. 0. Don't watch any live TV. Set It Off. $180 for that's how much it is for him. Okay. So all right. So most of our people is just the internet for people watching us. So.
But we still haven't seen anyone from the UK.
Yeah, Paul. He's from the UK.
Actually, Tech Nick too. He said yes, we have cable and satellite.
Oh,
okay.
Okay.
So they have cable and satellite. Okay, so I didn't know that they were running cable lines in the streets out there. You know what I mean? Like,
but it can also it can be over the air. So on the pole, because out in the country it's not always in the ground. It's sometimes it's like from the power poles.
Right.
But in this article that it talks about, and we forget sometimes that we are in a the knowledge we have, the money we save is not readily available or well known. We're a minority. Most of my relatives pay for cable TV or satellite TV. Most of my relatives do. Not because they haven't heard or I've given them options. It's just because that's easier. It's the best way that they can get their content. But we've seen like $217. So, and in this article, it talks about this cost is more than the water, power, and trash combined on the average person's bill. And that's, to me, that's it's unbelievable. But there's a lot of my families when they'll say I'm paying close to $200, and it's just they accept it. Here it says this it says back 2018, the Federal Communications, the FCC did a report showing that basic cable costs was an average of $73 a month, not including equipment rentals, taxes, and other fees. There was another report done in June of 22, so last year. Cable bills increased to an average of $217 per month, including bundles and additional fees. Now, so there is a little discrepancy in there because the $73 was without fees. So let's kick another 10 or $15 in there back then. Now, $217. In here, let me make this a little larger for people to read. In here with the report, not that one, says that the average electric and gas combined would cost the average person $135. Water bills are an average of $55. Garbage, $15. So that equals $205 a month, $11, almost $12 less than the average cable bill. And this is, and again, this is only talking, and then it talks about internet costs $60 to $90. So we all talked about that. $60 to $90 is where everybody on the panel is talking about that. I know my internet is $90. So that is, the amount of people how many times we talked about on this show, how many people are leaving cord cutting from cable TV and from satellite.
Oh yeah.
As many as my friends I can convert.
But we've talked about it. It's like millions. It's like millions of people every year are reducing it. So it's like the amount of people using cable and satellite is getting smaller. So these cable companies and satellite companies are going to generate their money by the customers they still have. And how do you do that? You're not going to make less money. You're going to still want to make as much money as you made before. So you have to raise the rates on the people that are still paying for it. It blows my mind. Are you guys surprised with an average cost of $217 a month just for cable TV, their bundles and packages and stuff like that?
It's ridiculous.
Absurd.
The thing that gets me is, had a conversation a couple of weeks ago with a friend, and basically what you had to do is, I had Cox for 20 plus years, and every year would go up, and every year you would have to call them and say, look, I've been with you guys, you basically have to go to threaten to get disconnected before they'll do anything. So here, your only options are basically Cox and Verizon. So there is an advantage to that you can threaten to leave to go from one to the other, and then they will. So it's basically the same thing. Like when I went to get rid of Verizon, you want to get rid? Well, what do you want to get rid of? We can drop it down. They were dropping it down to like unbelievable for what I was going to get, but I'm like, no, I'm just going to stick with streaming. I don't need all those stations, no, but so yes, but some people just, older, and they just want to be able to turn on the TV, go to say channel 13, and channel 13 is going to play the station they want.
Well, and you guys, I know Auburn and Beach, you guys have an advantage. I don't know about Seaman if he's in an area where you have options for internet providers or for cable TV options. There's a lot of people that have option one or none, or really slow, or or I've got to go with the cable company, or I got to get Dish Network or Direct TV, because that's the only options, because they're out in the country. You guys are living in places where you can at least argue it a little bit and say, you know what, I'll get rid of you and I'll go over here. You have a little more power. There's a lot of places don't have that, or a lot of people don't have that power.
We definitely have options here, but I'm getting almost 2 gig now for 76 a month. I'm not even going to fight that. So
right.
We look at with and I think Beach is right about the people want that what they're used to with cable TV. Click on it, you know that's channel 11. Boom, that's channel 5. You know what it is. It's easy. The TV guide is easy to figure out, and they're not willing to learn it. So I've said it so many times. I said, you're either going to invest time to learn and to learn how to find alternatives, or you're just going to save your time and just invest your money, which would be, if you're doing cable TV, you're just going to pay the money and say, that's it. I'll just pay it, and whatever it is, I'll pay. We're seeing this, and again, we talk about people leaving these companies, cable company, cable TV, satellite TV, but we've also talked about the same thing about people when they say, how much are they paying when they do all the streaming services? Because I've got family members that are cord cutters. They have cut the cord. They don't have cable TV, but they're paying for Disney. They pay for Netflix. They pay for Paramount Plus. They pay for the HBO Max. They pay for, all those a la carte services. And next thing you know, their cost is up to, that $150 or more in a month. So it's a tough thing, and this ain't going backwards. I mean, it's not going to get any cheaper. It's only going to go higher, which is sad, because you think about a lot of older people, and they're stuck at home. They're old. They're used to watching TV. They're going to continue to pay it.
Yeah, and the baby boomers, which I'm one of, they're pretty much gonna stick with that. That's because all they've ever known, and they're not huge on technology. Like I know none of my nieces and nephews have cable TV.
My kids don't.
They're all about streaming. So,
well, like Dab said, some people, like my parents, are old and they don't even know how to use a remote, barely.
Right.
So, yep.
Try teaching them something new.
We're the last generation of having to turn a channel, knowing what 2 through 13 was.
Yeah. I was the remote back then.
Yeah.
I was the remote. I mean, how many of us? It was like your dad would say, "Go over there and turn it to channel 6."
Yep.
You had to turn to channel 6 and adjust the antenna, the rabbit ears. You'd adjust the rabbit ears, and then you had to tune it in, because your dad was like, "Hey, you can get that in better than me. I ain't getting up." That was our job.
They only knew how lucky
we're all the same age when we thought a cordless phone in the house was a huge technology dump.
Right.
From a rotary dial mounted on the wall.
It's true. We're kind of like in that in between. We remember when, and what we're seeing now.
But unfortunately, I still can't get over that. You don't remember when pictures were in black and white in the late 60s.
I lived in the white part of town.
Yeah, I know. Well,
we had cable TV. Geez. Or we had color. We had color TV.
Cameras.
We had color cameras, and you forgot. Is this what part of the neighborhood you lived in, man? I lived in the right part of the neighborhood.
I don't think that your family took pictures of you, because it's like, no way. I want you to dig through and find a picture.
I did.
And see if it's in black and white, because I still can't understand.
I got color pictures. I got colored pictures as a baby. I'll take some pictures.
I just don't get it.
I got all the family.
Kodak back then, man, they weren't.
Yay.
Well,
segregation was real back then, man. The late '60s, it was real. You know
now,
it.
Though, the options, we pretty much all have the same options for viewing live content, but you can pick that remote up and scroll through, the 1,000+ channels that you're getting, and it's like crap.
Yep.
And I mean, I'll sit there at night, scroll through, and hundreds of channels, and there's like nothing on to watch.
Nothing to watch.
And that's what I end up doing.
Yep.
It is sad, and all of us, everyone that's on the panel has helped the community of people that come to talk to us. Every one of us has spent hours and hours and hours, sometimes helping just one person.
Yeah.
To try to find the content they're looking for, to try to help them save money. And again, we're not scratching the surface of what some of this stuff is and it's sad to see this cost. It's scary because it's only going to get more. And I worry about the older people that they're homebound. They're going to pay it. They're going to pay, and when it reaches 300, they're going to continue to pay it. But what are they doing without? Because they need to still pay for that cable TV.
Right.
What are they going to cut back on the medications that they need? Are they going to do maybe not eat as well because hey, I got to pay for cable TV, so I'll cut back on what I eat or as much as I cut the amount. So. It's scary times and sad. So if you're watching the show, which most of the people that watch the show are very well educated people. I mean, there's a lot of people that I see these names that rolling through the chat. All these people in here, you guys watch the show on a regular, do your best, try to help some of these people that struggle with some technology.
I have a question for the people on the side that won the prizes of IPTV. If they're using it, and if they've never used it before, are they enjoying it? So I'm just curious to know that.
Yeah. So we got a few people. I know I saw a few names in there that some people that said that they had won. So we'll see if some people use it. That because just about everyone that won had never had it, and it was some prizes, and so we gave it out to see what. Hopefully, they are able to enjoy it, and there is a learning curve to all this stuff. And if if you can't learn, unfortunately, but try to help some other people. That's try to help some people. One of the things, and again, I think here's a good topic for us to bring. This kind of leads into because all of us have cut the cord. What are some of the pros and cons to being this cord cutter, to streaming all your content? What is some of the pros and cons to you guys on the panel? What's your thoughts on this topic, as well as the people over in the side chat? You can put pros and cons. Be sure to label which one it is.
Pros: no commercials.
Definitely.
No more commercials. The only time I like seeing commercials is if I'm watching something old that's like an old old show that happens to have like commercials still in there, and it'll be like something like Oscar Mayer or something like that. Like, wow, remember that? Or the commercials that we watched in the 70s that would never make it today. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They would never allow it on the air. There was tons of that.
I think if you're using the K app, you've got to stay up on times. What's going on, and
that's a con. That's a definite con.
That's a definite con.
You have to stay aware.
Yeah.
Well, that's like I had said many times. I could go back in a time machine and never tell several friends anything about Kodi, IPTV, and stuff like that. My life would be so much simpler.
Yeah.
The amount of hours you try and help somebody getting their stuff working, that's the cons. If you're not a tech savvy person, that cord cutting, yes, it might save you money, but you're probably going to get aggravated so much till it go back because you just can't handle it.
Yeah. I think.
What's up, Andrew?
Hey, I was going to send him.
I did already.
Oh, okay.
Fights.
I saw Sepaglow. She posted over there. No cons from me. And again, for me, the one con would be the learning curve that most people would have to do and have to be flexible, because that's one thing that I learned. And I tell people, anybody that asks me questions, because I'm not a reseller. I'm not out there, selling fire sticks on the sideline or on the corners. People ask me questions. Hey, these are your options. A, do this. These are some things you can do. And I tell people, you've got to be flexible. You have to be willing that if whatever you're using is shut down or goes away, you have to be willing to be able to pivot and to do something different, or to use a different application, or do something like that. Because if you can't pivot and change, you're going to be unhappy, because that's the one constant in this hobby of ours. The one constant is change. It's going to change, because how many times when a big APK gets shut down, people freak out. Oh, this is it. This is the end. No, you got to learn. Move to something else. Do something
But it's
different.
all been. I mean, even with Kodi, it's basically now the genie's been let out of the bottle with whether or not it's Kodi or streaming APKs. One shuts down, another one's going to pop up sooner or later. Mm-hmm. So it's just, I mean, that's just the way I look at it.
Yeah,
it's whack-a-mole.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Here, Eddie's got on here, no ads. Choose the time to watch. Add to your favorites. Get subs of any languages. Choose your quality. It's 100%. Thomas has here, pros or no commercials, and you get to watch at any time you want it, as long as you can. As long as you can locate it, which sometimes can be a little bit of a challenge. And again, that's where you're able to do it. Arthur has the question: where's the best place to learn about IPTV? A lot of that is, in my opinion, you can use some Reddit forums. You can use some Discord groups. You can use Reddit. Reddit will help you, but you got to be careful. Some Reddit some are biased, and some is a little bit hard to diffuse information. When people come in on our Telegram group, I've got the links down below. They join our Telegram group. You'll get honest opinions from people. There's not a ton of, I mean, I guess there is some resellers and stuff in our chats, but we're not, it's not a promotional place where people are over there trying to sell you something. People will give you advice and say, hey, you can try this one, try that one. Hey, I used that and it worked well. So I would suggest some Telegram groups. You can use some Reddit threads. Another big thing that Beach mentioned numerous times was about, doing AliExpress and doing free trials, asking for free trials. I mean, because
you can't go looking for that stuff on YouTube anymore.
No.
If you want to, my suggestion, if you want to learn, the Butcher has some videos on Odysee that has some instructionals. And if you've never had a service, like you said, go to Alibaba, in a search, just type in 12-month IPTV subscription, and you'll see hundreds of results. And all you have to do is send a message to the seller, say, hey, I'd like a free trial of your service. Find one that works best for you, and there you go.
Yep, I agree.
Yeah.
Not that I condone it.
No, and just it's out there to, You find out. Again, like I said, none of us are over here selling it for. We can give you advice, and you do with what you want. Yeah, I'd say pros, as some of the others said, watch when you want, how you want, or anywhere. The ability to go anywhere. I can be at work and pull it up and watch the content. And this even goes with Netflix. If we even think about the cord cutting of Netflix and the Max program, or any of those legit APKs, the services. That again gives you the ability to. I can watch it on my tablet. I can watch it on the bus. I can watch it at work. Any of those. So it does give you the definite flexibility, but the biggest thing to me is the learning curve and staying on top, like C-Man said. So you got to stay on top of how things and where things change. And Telegram for us is the best place to get that information. Reddit does, but depends on where where which Reddit thread you're in, or Reddit subforum you're in, because some of them can be kind of crazy.
Yeah, a prime example of that is last night a certain GitHub updated and affected some people's repos, and they wouldn't connect. So you gotta. They've all sorted it, but you got to stay on top of what's going on,
and not freak out. That a lot of times people freak because something doesn't work right, and it's the end. No, it's not. Look at Apache says Con is the NVIDIA Shield prices, and NVIDIA Shield again is the top of the line. But if you're wanting to go a step below, the Amazon Cube does a great job for the price. And C-Man uses what's it, a B box, or what was
it? A B-Link GT King. Yeah.
GT King.
And I know that you said you've got all three devices.
I've got all three, and I love the Cube too. It works great. I just don't use my Shield. All those updates and
I love my
crazy things, and it just sits there. But
well, but you got
$20 to go buy and own. I mean, if all you just want to do is stream.
Yeah.
And again, that was I was gonna write that down. And the buzzword right now on Telegram and all these different groups is the ONBOX, ONN, or from Walmart, and every box seller in the world's trying to snatch them things up like crazy, because it's similar. It's on par with the Fire Stick 4K stick, and it's cheaper than the 4K stick. So many box sellers are buying these, and what they're doing is they're going to buy them, they're going to program them, call it jailbroken, unlocked, whatever they're going to call it, and then they're going to sell it for $60 plus to make that money. So, not that it's a bad device, but it's just the resellers are, that reseller is creating a you go to the local Walmart and you're going to be lucky if you find one, because people are buying them by the cases.
Yeah, they're available online to order. The only thing I don't like about the new one, the original had Android TV, which basically you turn on and it looked like you were using your NVIDIA Shield. Now
it had the same interface.
Exact same interface. Now the new version, they're using the Google TV OS, which is crammed full of ads and crap like a Fire Stick. At least, not like on a Fire Stick, you can on the home screen, you're allowed to program like 5 apps max, there to show on the home screen. You have a little more leeway in there. So that's what I've been playing around now is with a different launcher. I just installed a different launcher on the own just to get rid of all the ads, because I can't handle that crap. Just drives me crazy.
So what are you talking about? So like the ads trying to um,
Well,
different TV shows, and they're popping those
exactly.
ads up. Hey, this is on
Like
Disney. If you don't have Disney, basically it's going to prompt you to order it,
like
and
on
that's how
like
they
on the
make money.
Shield, right? Like on the Shield, you get the big screen of the
Mhm.
ad. You know, watch this
Mhm.
movie on the. Then on the Shield, the next row down is your apps.
Yeah.
Well, on the Google TV, it's not. It's like their recommended crap, da 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 da, and your apps are on the line below, the second down below it. So with the interface, you can change the position of the apps that are in that listing, but you can't remove them like you can on the Shield on Android Home.
Yeah. Yeah. Because
So
you can turn off things.
that's why it. I mean, not to promote another YouTube, but Tech Doctor UK did a real in-depth video. There's a home screen that you can launch or called Emotum, EMOTN. I had Auburn play around with the other day with it.
Neat.
He liked the interface. What I like about that, it also has a live wallpaper that you can set with so that's just my personal preference. I can't stand looking at ads and all the promo stuff. I want to see my apps.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's how they keep the price the price of this device down, because they're making money. Is making money on all those ads because companies pay for that space, and you get they will get like a promotional feedback, I'm sure, on in the big scheme of things. If people click on, say they're promoting a Disney thing, and you click on it and you don't have Disney, but then you go ahead and sign up for Disney and on the on device as you're linking it through, you get that kind of affiliate bonus. They get so
Right.
they're making that money back on they'll sell you a cheap device, but we're going to make money back on the other stuff we sell you. And that's their business model. Again, great device, like you said, for streaming. If all you're doing is just streaming content, fine. You're going to be able to get your Netflix. And the benefit of that, when people talk about some of these other cheaper boxes, a lot of them are not Netflix or DRM approved. So you won't get Netflix 4K. You're not going to get Disney high end, or some may not even be able to use some of those applications because they're not approved with DRM to protect those suppliers, those content providers. So, there's a massive race right now. Everybody's clamoring to get those on devices, but great device, and hopefully you can, like Beach says, you can order it. I can't order them here because I look online at Walmart, it's not even available. When I look at my local store, not available. So they just not, the US is chewing them all up and buying them all. So you can't even get them up here yet. So
one thing and I think it's more of an Android 12 issue. If you're somebody who's going to get a box and looking to use the mouse toggle, and you're going to install a web browser, there's a bug where it's real glitchy with the Android 12. So just take that into account.
So Android, the on box. So that's a.
I agree with the Beats. The first one was better. I mean, honestly, to me, I've got both, but first one definitely better.
What a lot of people, there's people I know just they don't like the ads, and I'll put a launcher on them, but they want a second device just to stick in their bedroom, the night to turn on something to watch. So that's why I just say cheap. There you go.
Yeah, and in a launcher, so some people may say, well, what's a launcher? Launcher is basically, it's a new interface. So instead of it being the default launcher, which would be what you see, the UI, instead of it being the default UI, there's an application you installed. So it says, hey, don't look at the normal interface. Another application is going to open up, and that's what you're going to see. And most of those launchers, you can have more customization to what you do, how you want them laid out. Some of those, I had Sideloader way back when, years ago, I had Sideloader and I messed around. You could do all kinds of crazy things and use different icons. I mean, if you were a creative person, you could really make a very customizable interface. So yeah, so and you call what was the launcher that you mentioned?
It is called. Let me type in the
Okay, yeah,
modem.
type it over there.
I in the side chat in the
Yeah.
emotem. So, like I said, if you're somebody who has a new on and doesn't like that, like I said, Tech Doctor UK has a video. Will walk you through with, because you'll need to also install a launcher manager, so that will default when you press the home button. It'll use that as your home screen. So just a little food for thought.
Yep. Thank you, Beach. Yeah, that's
and it's got
thing.
it's got a weather widget.
Oh, yeah. And people love those weather widgets.
Yeah.
Whenever I see the popular builds out there, they all got their weather widgets. And I'm like, I mean, I put it on mine for my own personal thing, but I would never put it out there for everybody. I mean, I do like to look at it and see what the weather is for the week. But.
So why wouldn't you, if you like looking at it, why wouldn't you build something?
You know why? It's because you know how many times I had to answer the question, how do I change? How do I change to my city? How do I change it? And I would answer that every couple days. I'd be like, oh, go to this setting, change it, put your zip code in, put your city name, whatever it is. And I'd have to answer that over and over. I don't care what the weather is in New York, they would say, because I would make it like New York City.
Then too bad.
I'd be
Find a way to change it. Figure it out.
Yeah. Well, you know, that's the kind of guy.
I'm a New Yorker.
You're from New York. No, figure that. But no. You know me, I'm like, all right, I'll help you, or I just ignore the question. I only do this. Is my two options. I'm gonna spend all day helping you, or I'll just ignore the question. This kind of ties into our previous thing. TV companies will soon have to disclose all their hidden fees, and
that's the one I was looking for. Yeah.
So this was a law passed back in 2019. It was passed to basically let you, the consumer, know all the fees that you get, because sometimes the promotional price is not the price you pay, and we've seen that in because you get the taxes and the fees, and the fees can be all kinds of fees. Most people now are paying for, if you have cable or internet with a company, a lot of them are going to charge you for the modem. Or if you have cable, if you have a cable internet with them, they're going to say, oh, well, that router you have, so you have Wi-Fi, oh, that's going to be, $3 a month or $5 a month. And a lot of those are bundled into it. They'll just say fees, and they don't have to. Previously, they didn't have to disclose it. Now, they're supposed to, as of next year, I think is what it was. They're supposed to let you know.
But the sad thing is that act, the True Fees Act, was like in February of 2019, and none of them been doing it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it came in,
now,
but I thought it said something in here where it said 2024. I could be wrong. Maybe it was. Maybe it's November of 22.
2020. Okay.
It says November. The FCC approved the broadband labeling, and through the new customer-friendly guidelines, have yet to go in effect into Federal Office of Management budget reviews. So it's still like in that limbo. But there's people like, here it is, Comcast.
Yeah.
It says here, Comcast recently asked the FCC to reword the law to say ISPs may, but are not obligated to inform customers of various fees or avoid having to provide them itemized bills. So this is, again, sometimes the fee, the price that's advertised, there'll be that small print you ever seen on a commercial, and it's real small, or it'll pop up and then it's gone away, that tells about some of those fees. Most people won't even pay attention to this. We have an article later on about Verizon. How they've went up on their fees and didn't say nothing about, where they probably sent an email that you normally ignore, but have increased the price of that kind of stuff.
The other problem with it is, they're sitting there saying this, oh, we're going to give you an itemized one, but no one's getting a bill because everyone is doing it, automatically.
Yeah, yeah,
They're
it's auto
pulling it,
drafted. Yep, yep. And do you look at your bill when you come? Because
right? It doesn't. No one looking at a bill, like that,
yeah.
because they're not getting it unless you go to their website and say, okay, I want to see my bill.
I didn't until you sent that article about Verizon, and this was going to be one of the topics that I was going to bring up here in a few minutes, where Verizon has added a new fee, and it's $3.30. And I went back and looked at my bill. Now I get a bill from them, but I don't always look at it. It comes as an email, auto draft comes out. And so it changed by just a couple bucks from what it was prior. But now I did find this $3.30 fee, and it was like, what was it in here? It had a name for that fee. Here it is, telco recovery charge, and that's what my bill has it. Now I didn't pay no attention to it, but again, these hidden fees happen. Yep. Most people don't even realize it. So
months later,
yeah, until you read something and say, "Oh fuck, I didn't even know I was paying it." Not that you have a choice,
right?
I mean, but because a lot of times these companies are raising prices, so they're trying to find ways to hide those fees, to hide those upcharges in ways where the equipment's costing you more, or this, to try to recoup some of that money that they're wanting to make.
They're losing, yeah.
So yeah, it's sad to see how this, but I don't know. It's crazy. You would definitely think that would be one of the things that you'd be allowed to know is, I want a breakdown, but yeah, the advertised price is not always the price. Yep. Go ahead.
Definitely.
I thought we would jump. Before we go into any other stuff, we'll talk about Reddit. And a lot of us use Reddit. I know that I use Reddit, and I think everyone here on the panel uses Reddit pretty regularly. And there are some changes happening to Reddit. And we actually had, wasn't it last week or the week before, they had the, what was it, the Reddit shutdown? What did they call that? They had a name for that. It was blackout, or...
Yeah, is it blackouts they called it?
Yeah, it's when all the sites disappeared.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the subreddits basically went private, which meant nobody could go on them. And this was to argue and to push back on Reddit's possible, well, I don't know if it's going to be possible. It looks like it's going to happen, an increase on their control of their API. And what Reddit's saying is that, there's some stuff that's using our websites, our API, to do different things. And you know what? They're using our database. They're using our infrastructure. And we're going to make these people or these applications, these services, pay to use our database and our content. So a lot of pushback is happening with Reddit right now, where people, because Reddit is community based. I mean, there's no Reddit organizers that's creating all that shit going out there. This is all volunteers that create Reddit. It's a community driven, community supported, community built service. Now, the servers and the where the stuff filters into is controlled by Reddit, but all the forums and the subreddits and all the answering the questions are done by volunteers. So how Reddit has been built on volunteer work. And now Reddit is talking about charging for the use of their API. And some of the services, they said they're going to be charging millions of dollars, if I'm not mistaken, on one of the things that's using Reddit. So I know that our, what was it, add-ons for Kodi was down for what, a week or two. It was down for quite a while.
Yeah.
And people were getting pretty frantic to.
But didn't they just go private themselves, Kodi, for add-ons, or they created something else?
They're back on now.
They're back on?
They turn back.
Yeah.
Now they have what was it? Now, have any of you guys signed up for Lemmy? Because
No.
Kodi for add-ons have, and I want, maybe Tan was talking about, they signed up. There's a Lemmy. I don't know what that is. Maybe Tan over on the side can tell us what that is. It's another service or some type of place where they're taking their conversations and their help to get away from Reddit. I definitely think that Reddit is in some going to go through some difficult times, because if they start charging people and start limiting who can use it, where they can use it, you're going to find, I hear it was the Apollo app. That was one of the things that I had seen. The Apollo app was one of those apps that they were going to charge, like $1 million or something like that. It was some crazy astronomical amount. Glancing through here. Go ahead. See.
I was looking at Lemmy right now.
Okay.
It says Lemmy is a self-hosted social link aggregation and discussion platform. It's completely free and open and not controlled by any company. No advertising, tracking, or secret algorithms.
So is that the this must be it. It's clicking around. Oh, it's my browser doesn't like it. The heck? What the heck? What the hell, Lemmy? Lemmy's causing me all kinds.
Lemmy's taking all your files right now.
Yeah, it's like, what the hell,
your
Lemmy?
files.
Can't even. It done took my browser. I can't, like, on top of my browser. I just
sent you the link in Telegram.
Yeah, that was the one I just clicked on, the joinlemmy.org.
Yeah.
100%. I just clicked this, and my Vivaldi is not liking this one. So, I mean, didn't you guys see, we saw a lot of people in the Telegram group discussing about the Reddit being down. Well, some of our Reddit subthreads being down, but I mean, do you think that Reddit has the ability or has the right to charge, because they're looking like they're going to go for a profit company? They're going to go, looks like they're going to start selling on the Wall Street.
Well, if it's their database and everything else, I guess they have the right.
Yep. Crack dealer only gives out so much.
Yeah, exactly.
First taste is free.
First taste is free. They gave it some time, and now, hey.
It reminds me, hey, Jimmy, what do you do with this? Now, does everybody, you give it to your friends for free? You guys remember the 80s? Remember that?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you give it out to all your friends. And when they come back, oh, that's when I charge them. That's right, Billy. You're a smart cookie. You're a smart cookie, Billy. I think that's what it was. Wasn't it, Billy?
I think so.
Yeah, this is your brain. This is your brain on drugs.
Yeah.
For us. All right. Oh, my browser decided to come back.
Yeah, after this ate up everything else in there.
Holy shit. Hold on a second. Do you really want to close this window? All right. Whew. Holy moly. All right. What the hell was it doing? All right. Let me see if I can share it.
You'd have to share it again.
Yeah. I got to reshare it. Yeah. It's like, holy moly. This one. Here we go. All right. So this is Lemmy. So we may see, for our community, we may see influx of people going to this thing. I know, like I said, Kodi for add-ons, I think, was moving to, or add-ons for Kodi was moving to a Lemmy server. Also, Discord is another viable option for people that are looking for a place to find help. As well as we talked about Telegram. How many times we've talked about that. I mean, that's another place. But the benefit of Discord or Reddit was good for it. It would give it was like a forum. But an easier than forums to read. So you could get content. And if you were smart enough or willing to actually search for content instead of just asking the question for the fourth time of the day, You could actually find the answers a lot of times if you just search. But we know that most people say, "Oh, why search when I can just ask the question again and have somebody answer it,
Yep.
just me?" So
I've never been able to get into Discord. Have you?
yeah,
Have any of you
yep,
guys?
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been in groups, but I don't know.
Oh, you
Telegram's
haven't been able to
easier.
get into it, you mean?
I
Yeah.
meant personally into it.
Well,
Right,
yeah,
right, right.
yeah. I'm in several groups, but the thing about with Discord is that most of those groups you have to be invited to.
Yeah.
So there's
True.
not as many. You can't just search up a group and join it. You most likely have to get an invite link to join that particular group. So that is beneficial to me because it does keep the bots out. As it keeps bots and keeps just people just simply trying to troll out. So you get people that
True.
are actually willing to put a little work to get into the group. Um, but I like it because I like the way that it's broken down in a lot of groups. It's really broken down to give the different groups and different discussions that's going on. I use it. I think I'm in probably 12 or 15 Discord rooms or groups, I should say. And then they're all broke down. But that helps me with a lot of when my Raspberry Pi was giving me issues with one of the images. I joined their Discord group. Hey, this is what's happening. One of the guys like, hey, check this, check that, boom, boom, boom. Then I got it running.
Oh, cool.
So it's so Discord. So this is a new thing. Kind of keep an eye out. This was until this week I'd never heard of this website. So Lemmy,
Yeah,
it's
there's
coming
a
to
there's a
Another link.
walkabout mini golf Discord group, see, man.
yeah.
So if you like
Yeah.
whatever, turn on your headset, you could
Yeah.
Oh, shots fired.
I'm telling you,
Yeah,
shots
shots
fired.
fired. I got a few things going on here, but
Yeah,
I
listen.
got a
Yeah.
few add-ons working and some other things
Yeah.
happening.
Oh,
So
it's yeah. He got he can get that thing going. So yeah, that's yeah. Discord or should I say Reddit. We are seeing some. There may be some changes happening to Reddit soon. So if you're a normal Reddit or regular Reddit user, you may want to kind of put your ear down. All the links that we have here on the show are in this show description below. Check them out, read them for yourself, do a little research, do a little bit of digging to see how things may affect you. Don't always just take our word for it, read it, and then usually you'll find links to other things. So that can always help you. And I was going to bring up, so in our community, in the K app community, what any big news going, any big things going on? I know that we were talking about a new update to Shadow. There was like the new version of Shadow was out, or some new updates to the Shadow base. It's able to do a few more things. See, man, have you been able to see anything that's been going on? And
nothing that I see crazy. Like I said, there was an update to a GitHub repo that messed up a few repos last night, but nothing noteworthy that I can think of other than the K app moving fast and furious, already starting with 21 and
yeah, Alpha 1 or maybe even Alpha 2
I
is
think it's
out.
Alpha 2 now.
Yeah,
Okay.
for 21. So, and we do not advise you to move to 21.
No,
Uh,
no.
we still, I have just gotten to where just a month or two ago, we would have advised people to move to 20. Until it was 20.1, I would have not advised people to move to 20. 20.1 runs very well for me. I use it every day now. One downside, and we talked about this prior to the show. One thing, and we talked about, and this was in the Telegram group also. If you pause for too long when you're using an add-on and you pause a movie, if you pause it too long, it will close out. Nexus will actually close, and you will not. If you're saving your progress, it will not remember it because it kind of crashes. And that will happen in 20, which didn't happen in 19. 19, you could pause it and just leave it for freaking hours and come back and start right back at it. I think 20 has some type of a timeout, and it will shut Kodi down after a period of time.
Now, one notable thing, Dabs,
Mhm.
is the YouTube for K19.
Okay.
They are not. There's no support for that in K19. That's why
Really?
that's why the YouTube Alpha is out on 20, which causes certain add-ons that pull that as a dependency.
Right.
They won't work on 19 unless you downgrade the YouTube version.
So the YouTube add-on has to be downgraded to an earlier version
to go to 19. Yes.
All right.
But the API does not work in 19 at all anymore.
Oh, okay. So
it's like they're killing support for Matrix already.
Yeah, and that's going to affect people when we talk about trailers.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're using an add-on, you're like, I want to view the trailer, and if you're using 19, you're not going to be able to see that trailer. You're going to click it, and it's going to say fail to load, or it's going to say it'll give some kind of error. Check log. Usually, check the log. So if you're using 19 and you try to pull something, because people will say, well, I'm not using YouTube. If you go to watch a trailer, it's pulling from YouTube 99% of the time.
Exactly.
It's where it's going to pull. So that's that's a good point. I didn't even realize that. I mean, I have moved to 20, 20.1. I'm using it, and I have very little issues. Very rare. Again, the only issue I really have is if I leave pause for too long, it'll actually time out.
I noticed that too. That's just bizarre.
Yeah. I just want to time it.
I just want to say thanks to Troop. Thanks for
Troop.
All right. Good seeing you, bro.
See you, Trooper. So yeah, if you're I'm gonna have to time it. I wonder when it time. I bet it's like right at 5 minutes, or it's an exact time that when you pause it too long. I just know if I leave it too long, I come back and I'll be on the screensaver for my Shield, and it's I'll go back into my TV show and it won't remember, because your progress, people, if you have tracked enabled or an add-on has progress enabled, it does not remember, or it does not save that data until you kind of close out of the add-on and actually close down out of the add-on, or close the K app correctly. You can't crash out of it. And that crash out of it means force close or something like that. So you can't, and that's what happens on 20. It kind of crashes out, and so it does not save any data that you have done. So let's see, did we have somebody jumping in here?
Yeah.
Oh, Andrew, what's up, bub?
Yeah. Hello. I thought I'd come on for a little bit at the end.
Yeah.
Hey, Andrew.
Hi, guys.
Hey, brother.
Hey, since Andrew came on, you know what? Hold on a second. All right, we'll do the. You want to do the announcement, because we're right at 6 o'clock.
Yeah, do the announcement. He's here.
We need to do the announcement. So,
do you know what time it's going to be?
I'm having a baby, guys.
So how'd you like that? Beach with the video and the damn music blasting. Player Pass is going to be back. We're going to start that back up next week, because we talked about it the last couple weeks, trying to get that going back again.
Who put that together? Was that the Beach?
Beach
Yep.
did that.
Yeah.
You watch the crap so you don't have to.
Yep.
Even though we're telling you to watch it.
That's our tagline.
Yep, it is. It's always been.
Just like an STD. I did like that.
I missed that bit. I looked away for a second. I missed that bit.
Oh yeah. Well, I'll post that more, and I'll actually put that on Twitter. The video intro. But we're gonna bring back Player Pass whatever the damn name of this. We're gonna bring that back because we've had Andrew was on the show, Beach, Auburn. We've had Roger was on there. We had lots of people, Nookie. We're going to bring it back because then what that show is about is we review and we ask you to watch the movie also prior, and we review a show or a movie, and we're going to bring it back, and we're going to do it every other Friday. So on one for like this Friday, we have in Streaming Matters. Next Friday, we will do Player Pass, and the following week we will do Streaming Matters. So Streaming Matters will be every other week. We thought Friday worked the best for everybody to be able to be here, able to stay up a little later. It's a Friday night. And we kind of are itching to get Player Pass because it was fun to watch some movies and actually talk about them and actually really, look at movies in a different way.
That's a great idea to do it on Friday night.
There's only so many times you can complain about the prices of streaming and networks.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's the same thing every week.
We need a break from it, don't you? Yeah. Like, what's everybody's into, like, cutting the cord for. I know a lot of it's for live TV, but most people probably got into it for, like, the movies and stuff. So I don't know. It's like, I guess everyone's gonna have something to talk about, even if you're not watching what we say to watch.
Yeah, yeah. When we talked about it on the last show, the last Streaming Matters show after we got over, and we talked about when can we do it. We knocked around, we brainstormed different formats, what time, what day, and it's difficult to find a time that works for everybody. So we talked about, hey, what about on a Friday night? What our hope is that we can pull in some of the people that watch the show on a regular to join in on Player Pass, because Player Pass, we review one show, one movie, and we talk about it. And the only thing we ask is if you say the movie's crap, just say why it's crap. I mean, and we welcome Beach. That's how Beach got on the show. I mean,
yep.
And Eddie and Aubyns.
Eddie,
Roger.
Roger.
That's how we all met. I was just somebody on the side chat, and the rule was you had to come on the show 4 times. Then you got to pick a movie. So that forced me to go buy a freaking webcam and then look, sucked into this shit show.
Sucked into damn working for free, slave labor.
Now you're sucked into fucking golf too, UD.
I've been thinking about it, like, since we last talked last week, and I don't know. I was just going to put it forward to the group and to everybody, like, in the chat who's going to end or bother watching, like, what the thought of, like, the format could be, because I know, like, previously we've just been like, this is the movie we're watching and you have to watch it or you can't come on and talk about it, but that kind of, like, excludes a lot of people, that doesn't want to come on and talk. They're just like, there's a lot of people that like to stay in the side chat and talk, and I just thought maybe the discussion could be more about not just the particular movie you're watching, but, like, just the movie genre and movie business in general, or TV, or just stuff that you have been watching and what's been keeping you occupied. I mean, obviously that could just be like a little segment of it. The main thing would be like the review of whatever movie is. But
well, we did that, and I think that is a good idea. I think that I did like we would cover, like, so we would talk about a movie. And then we called it, well, we would do like an overtime where we would talk about, hey, what's a new movie or a new show that you've watched that's not. So let's say the topic was, let's just say John Wick 4. Let's say that was the movie we watched. We talked about John Wick 4 for 45 minutes or close to an hour. Then we would go and we would talk about, hey, what show or movie have you seen that was not the movie of the week that you liked? And we did get a lot of, hey, watch this show. And there's a lot of shows that I watched because people in the side chat, Godfathers of Harlem. What was it? Godfather of Harlem?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'd never watched that, but remember over and over people would say,
I kept telling you.
Show. Good show.
Everyone
Good
kept telling
show.
me.
And I went back. I was like, that's mentioned a lot. And I went and I watched the show, and I'm like, wow, that is a good show.
Mhm.
Forrest Whitaker, a great
Yeah.
show.
Yeah.
So yeah, we
But-
could definitely do that. I think that
There's
needs to be part of it.
also, yeah. There's also like movie news and stuff like that. Like I don't know how many
Aubyn
people
loves that.
like
I have all that.
Aubyn loves the news.
because I'm like a lot of people might know or might not know. I'm quite a big Marvel person, and I follow like a lot of Marvel news, and obviously there's lots of stuff going on with that at the moment, and like with the writers' strikes and stuff like that, putting movies further back, and then also there's the situation with what you called the guy that plays Kang in Quantum Mania. He's in Creed 3. I forgot what his name is. Sorry.
Michael B. Jordan? No,
Michael
no,
B.
no. It was the other guy.
The other guy.
Yeah. He was in Black Panther 2. He was the bad guy in Black Panther 2.
No, he wasn't. He's in Ant-Man Quantumania. He's in a couple of different ones because he's basically going to be the Thanos of this part of the Avengers like story.
Is it Jonathan Majors?
Jonathan Majors.
Yeah, that's him. That's him.
Yeah, that's him. Obviously, there's a bit of there's a bit controversy with him at the minute, so that leaves like what's Marvel going to do with their story going forward. Like, there's news like that you could talk about as well, not just like.
I love the I think that if we tie this into Fridays every other week, so we're gonna have on alternating Friday nights. Maybe we'll get some new people to watch it. One thing we did, if they came on the panel, the one thing we did ask is that you at least watch the movie and you could articulate why you liked or hated the movie. And you don't have to have a camera to come on to the show. We would post the link over in the side chat. You click the link, you could come right onto the show. And you don't have to have a camera. You do need a microphone because there's no need for you to come onto the show if you're going to type over in the side. That defeats the purpose. But you don't have to have a camera. And I want to say Eddie early on didn't have a camera. Go ahead.
I've got a suggestion as well. Like as a qualifier for coming on, you have to watch. You have to watch The Faculty. Otherwise,
only because that was the only
first
movie. That was the only movie he picked that we all liked.
That was the first movie I chose, and it was the worst of my choices.
Yeah. Now he paid hell for that one too for a while.
Yeah.
Now two things there.
Be time to break out the tombstones of shame again.
Yeah.
That was the movie that made Todd stick with Matthew McConaughey movies. He didn't want to take a risk.
Well, you got a great actor.
Okay, two things real quick, Todd. One on the right in the private. Could you just post that? That's the link to the Play a Pass Telegram room.
Yeah.
And second, Sharon has here if we're going to be putting a poll for the movies to watch each week. We're going to be doing something different. For next week, we are going to have a poll here of 3 movies that we've had picked, and we're gonna spin a wheel here, and that's gonna be a movie that we choose. We will vote on it, of course, whether it's a play or pass, because that's the whole thing of the show.
Yep. And so play or pass, how that works is you would play it, which means, hey, that's a thumbs up. I would suggest that to my friends and family to watch that movie. It's a play. Or a pass. You don't want your name tied to that show or that movie, I should say. So that was kind of like the name of the way that we came up with play or pass. So, all right. So with the wheel, all right, can you spin the wheel there?
Yeah,
so this is gonna pick one of the 3 movies. We have 3 options there. Let's see what movie we have to watch for the week. And the winner is for next week, Extraction 2. So
Actually, I haven't watched that yet.
So next week we will Player Pass, which will be season 6. God, season 6. Well, we sound like we've been doing this forever, but
we have.
season 6, Extraction 2. Which you know what's funny? Extraction 1 was on Player Pass. You know that?
Yeah,
It was on there.
I remember.
So Extraction 2, the movie of the week. So by next week, please have watched Extraction 2. Have some comments, and we ask you people to post over in the side chat they liked or didn't like, or maybe remove that. What they liked about it, what they didn't like about it. We talk about the actors. We'll talk about script. We'll talk about cinematography. I was like filmography, cinematography. We talk about all kinds of stuff. We hit on all different topics. Eddie, I'm sure will be there. Roger, hopefully he's on there. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. I was gonna say there were 2 other. We didn't tell you what the 3 movies were.
Okay.
Of course, one was Extraction 2. The other one was Beau is Afraid. And the third one was the Guy Ritchie's
The Covenant.
Covenant.
Yeah.
So put those in your watch list, so you can watch them also, because a lot of people are always looking for something to watch.
And when we get to the end of the show, after we talk about Extraction 2, we can always talk about quickly about those movies. Hey, I liked it. I didn't like it. It was good. It sucked. Whichever. But one of the things, again, we're going to make sure that you've watched the movie, because we're going to talk about it in depth. So again, we will give spoilers if you've not watched the movie. So if you don't want spoilers and you haven't watched the movie, then you may not want to watch it, because you watch our show, because we're going to spoil the movie for you. We're going to pick it apart, and it's a fun show. I enjoyed it. It was because so much. We get to watch so much content. We have the privilege to see so much content, but so many of us don't watch it. Seaman. I mean, there's times where you probably go, long periods of time and don't ever watch nothing because you're busy doing other shit. And
I do, but movies over 2 hours now, I struggle with.
No.
It's gotta be something.
It's like a 2-day. It's like a 2-day event for us.
What kind of retired man are you?
How many days did it take you to watch Avatar: The Way of Water?
I didn't watch that shit.
By the time you finish it, the next one will be out by the time you finish it.
Yeah, exactly.
Avatar 2 was woof. Yeah,
I haven't watched that yet either.
I haven't watched it either.
Need a free weekend.
Yeah, we watched it, and it's pretty, but it's long.
They're doing a third one,
Yeah, of course. They worked on filming 3 while they were doing 2. So was it Cameron?
Well,
Cameron.
Avatar 5, because I forget the actress who's in it. She was saying the release date for Avatar 5 is 2033.
There's so many of these movies now are just turning into franchises. Like they're just all Fast and Furious type movies. Let's do like 20 of these movies.
Yep.
Because they're afraid the original idea might not make movies, so they franchise it. They know they've got a core fan base. They'll keep coming back to see Spider-Mans after Spider-Mans after Spider-Man.
I'll watch a million Spider-Man movies.
There we go.
Perfect example.
Spider-Man movie
that's why I brought it up.
Yeah.
Like I said, when Andrew announced that, in case you didn't know, I'm a Marvel fan, I was going to say if you heard a loud thud, that was just me falling out of my chair because I couldn't believe that.
All right, so I will say, so we kind of changed up one of the things. So we have the spinning wheel instead of voting, because voting was a cluster. I mean, because we would have just a handful of people would vote for it. Then people would still bitch because I didn't have time to vote. So we talked about doing it, and Beach came up with the spinning wheel. And you know what? The spinning wheel is what it is. I mean, I didn't get to choose it. The only thing that we kind of came up with is it has to have a rating of a 6.5 or above. This filters out a lot of Aubyns picks because we know that Aubyns he's a fan of the sub 5 rating movies.
Let me. You want me to pull up the list of the sub 5 movies that we watched that we liked?
No, because I'm sure you got a whole list of them.
Yeah, Kodi was one of them.
Huh?
Yeah. That's sub 5. No, that got a nomination.
What movie?
Coda.
No way.
No
way.
When it came out, it was.
Oh, Coda. So you're saying Coda was a sub 5 movie when it came out? Maybe the first week. But all right, so we busted his balls because we know that Aubyns, he will watch. This man will watch everything, and he'll say, "You know, it really wasn't bad." I'm like, and I'll watch it like,
compared to some of the other stuff, you know, you didn't have to watch everything else.
Oh my God,
I did, you know. So it's if I'm going to say it wasn't bad compared to 5 other movies that I had to just watch.
So we have to wait for him to say it's great for him to say because hey, we know your pick. So that was one of the criteria is that it had to be above a 6.5 to be put on the bar. I saw Ray says we can keep the same movies in there. Now the problem is that when we keep movies in there too long, it's going to become humongous with so many pies, and then the new movies aren't going to get picked. So we're going to try to keep it as relevant as possible each week. I'm surprised.
But that's going to be
surprised Spider-Man wasn't on that list.
Because if the writer's strike is going to screw things up also.
So I have a question. Aubyns, I didn't see Spider-Man on this little wheel.
That's a sub. It's got to be a sub 5.
What, Andrew? You better.
Okay.
All right. That's messed up.
Fine, I'll watch it. I'll watch it. I'll tell you all about it.
I went with movies that have been out that everyone can access and no cam copies. There were 10 movies. There were 10 movies originally.
Yes, there was. And
till El Supremo decreed nothing below 6.5 on the wheel.
Supreme Dad.
So that's what Rob and I are working this afternoon. I'm going, well, Aubyns, we just went from 10 movies down to 3. Let's remake the wheel.
I'm sorry, Supreme Leader. Sometimes I have to step up and wield that power because I was there the first 5 seasons, and there was times.
Sharon said that the number 23 was one of the best picks, and I still don't know whether she's joking or not.
She also said Andrew picks the best movies.
Yeah, that's why she's not because she's on about number 23 with Jim Carrey.
Honestly, I think she just wants your number. I'm watching. Come on, Sharon. I want to know what's up with that. Yeah,
it's one.
We need to have a welfare check on Sharon. Make sure she hasn't had a stroke or something.
Welfare check. Go check on her. She's, Peter has. Kodi was awesome. Sisu was crap.
Has anybody seen that?
Yes,
I liked it.
Yes,
I liked it. Another movie I liked. Okay.
I liked it. I liked it. It is what it is. It is what it is on that. It's completely fictional. I mean,
it's like one of those. It's like one of those Kill Bill type movies. That's what it looks like.
Kinda.
With a killing.
Yeah. It is along those lines. I liked it though.
I did. Yeah, I liked it.
Too. It does look interesting.
It was it was even more far fetched than John Wick 4.
Now that I just
John Wick 4 was I for me when I sit down at the table to watch John Wick, I know what I'm getting. So I already know what I'm getting. So I step aside reality.
Right. But I like John Wick because
I
love how he shoots him twice in the head, everybody, and I love it. I'm like they keep up with, how he does it. I think it's great.
Headshot.
Headshot. Right.
Yeah, it's like shooting the body, shooting the head.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, only that he fell off the second floor on his back.
Yeah.
And then he gets up and fights, 20 other guys. I mean,
Yeah.
but again, there was a lot of John Wick 4 that we were laughing at.
Mm-hmm.
I would say snickering because Blue
Yeah.
and I were watching it. It was like, really? Really?
Yes, it's
Yeah.
John Wick.
But again, I thought it was good. I watched it till the very end. At the
Uh-huh.
very end, I was like, okay, all right, this finished well. I'll
Did you
take it.
watch past the credits?
No.
Oh, you didn't. You see?
Oh, jeez. Oh, but now I gotta go back and watch it again.
That's movie 101 these days. You have to wait till the end of the credits.
It is
like
movie
every
101.
single movie.
You see,
Everyone doesn't know.
Second Pass has been gone for too long because you didn't watch past the credits.
The problem is we were watching it downstairs, and when we first moved into the house, we watched it downstairs. We didn't have a couch down there. It was cold as all get up. We're sitting in lawn chairs to watch it on the TV. Because that was where the big TV is, and we're in lawn chairs with blankets across us. And it got to the end. I'm like, all right, it's 9:30. It's 9:30, and I go to bed early, so it's like 9:30, and I'm already 30 minutes past Blue's time, and so she's ready to go to bed. So we turned it off. So I'll have to go back and watch it. So all right, hey, we got to get back to the rest of the show. We got to finish the show.
Yes, I'll be.
No, we just got a few topics to cover.
Yeah, just a couple.
Oh, Jesus. I see Player Pass. It is a fun show. It really is.
Now, the big question is, what time are we starting the show?
So what time? I don't mind. We can start it. At an hour later if you want, or a half hour later, because Andrew can't be home. Andrew can't get home, so we can start it at like an hour later than what Player Pass, what Streaming Matters normally starts. Andrew, would you be home for that?
Oh yes, I'll be home for then. Yeah.
Okay. So it will start an hour later than what our normal Streaming Matters starts.
6 p.m. Eastern. Everyone.
So, yep.
Don't worry, there will be promos.
Yeah.
In the rooms.
Blue's like, oh God, Player Pass is back. All right. So so Disney loses 95% of its classic animation material. And I was reading through this, and this not only that some of their copywriting is running out, like the original what was it? Steamboat Willie, the Mickey Mouse. It's actually losing its copyright. What's it? The third time that it's been extended. It will become public domain, which does not mean that you lose it. It just means Disney doesn't have the copyright protection on that particular thing. So it'll still be out there. It'll probably be out there even more places. Once they lose their copyright on it.
But people are gonna be making up pictures of stuff like how big Mickey's thing is, walking around town, getting divorced to Minnie. I can't wait. It's gonna be great.
So that's ending really soon. So Walt Disney's going to lose that. And then you read through this article here talks about how much of their content was lost. Because back in the day when they actually used to do cell by cell or frame by frame, they would do the art. And how much of this art was just willy-nilly thrown around. And destroyed and walked upon and whatever's done to it. So they were talking about how much of this hand-drawn animation is gone forever because it wasn't looked upon as anything important.
Right? Yeah. But anybody who has any of it, it's worth a mint. You know what I mean? Because I know, like before they even started doing those lithographs and stuff, you find a Walt Disney print, it's big money.
So this stuff is going away, and Disney, we know that Disney has enough money that they will, and they have the power of lobbyists to get things done. And it talked about in this article twice that they got the U.S. government to pass laws or pass legislation just for them. To the Steamboat Willie to extend its copyright, which shouldn't have been extended. Wouldn't have been extended for nobody else.
Right.
But for them, it was. So yeah, an interesting article. That again, that article's down below. So if you want to read this article about some of the content possibly being lost, one of the things we mentioned this about the writer strike happening right now. So some HBO shows could be heading to Netflix. Now this happened on a regular when Netflix was the only, excuse me, the only show in town. But now that everybody has their apps, everybody's being a little more protective of their content, and there you have it. But HBO, since they've went out on a limb with their application, and then they're acquiring Discovery, and basically merging HBO and Discovery as one application now. HBO is strapped with needing a little bit of cash. So what HBO is starting to do is they are farming out or selling, renting out some of their stuff. So you may see Dateline popping up on Netflix.
On Netflix.
We may see that. You may see some other HBO popular shows popping up on Netflix because HBO's looking to get that little bit of cash right now because they need that cash. So just because it's an HBO show, you may find it popping up on some other streaming services, and it's because HBO needs that money right now.
Yep.
Yep.
So yeah, and that's again, it's funny. And when I was reading this article, I laughed a little bit because how much content was taken back from the people that created it, and I think at Disney number one, and Marvel and Star Wars, and remember they leased that to Netflix.
Yeah.
For a bunch of years. And remember, that was before Disney had their own application. But then once Disney had their application, remember they stopped renewing.
Said, screw everyone.
And they said, "Oh, this is ours. It's coming back home.
Yeah.
Star Wars is coming back home. All those
I can't wait to see the new Netflix Steamboat Willie.
Netflix probably do it just to laugh.
John Holmes, you know.
Oh no!
Steam that Willie.
John,
Steam that Willie.
Last week tonight, with John Oliver did a segment about that, Aubyns. So
yeah,
when you cruise around, look it up because he did something.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Hey guys, I gotta jump off. Great
Later,
to see you
guys. C-Man, thank you for all your work all the time.
Yeah. Absolutely, and great to see everyone in the side chat.
Hey, hopefully we see you next Friday.
Yeah.
Hey, I'd love to be there.
Extraction 2.
Yeah.
I've already seen it, so
I have to, and I'll have to watch it again.
All right, sounds good.
Okay, bud. Thank you.
See you guys.
Stay cool.
All right, brother. Be good.
This week they announced Prime Day. Prime Day is going to be July 11th and July 12th. In this article, again, these links are down below. There's going to be a 43-inch smart TV, 4K, going to go for $99. Now you'll want to be quick on that one.
No, just so you know, you have to click on that link in here.
Okay.
So you have to reserve it.
Oh yes, I see it.
In there's a little link if you want to click on it. And then you're gonna have to, click on that to reserve your, your space for it.
Okay.
But where is it for $99?
Yeah, that's a 4K TV. Yeah,
4K. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I could get a 4K monitor. Use it as a third screen.
Right.
Yeah, for $99.
For $99.
So yeah, this is going to be 11th and 12th, and I know that this was in Canada as well as the US. I looked it up, and it looks like it. This will be the time when you're going to want to get now. This isn't as good as it was early on when you got crazy deals, but if you're a person that's looking for a lot of some tech crap, this would be the time to get it. Be that you got to be there and you got to click and order it, but I'm excited because I'm hoping that they have My hope is that they're going to run. I want a new Echo device. I want the newest version of Echo, and I want one of those big their speakers. I can't remember what it's called. So those will be what the items that I will be looking for. Let's see, Amazon devices 60% off. So you're gonna have a bunch. Now this isn't giving you the price, but it's giving you what some of the items might be. I definitely want a new. I don't want a dot. I want the full Echo, and I want that speaker. I can't remember which one it's called. That's that bigger speaker. I want it to be downstairs when I do the whole house music. So again, so what's it? The 11th and 12th.
11th and 12th. Before we do the other thing, Todd, I just wanted to talk about this AI one.
Yep.
All right. Everyone, there's a AI. We really don't talk too much about it because where did Todd go?
Yeah, he probably got bored with the show.
Yeah. Oh, here he comes.
Look, he talked to AI and knocked me off.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Jeez.
Fucking AI, you brought that shit up. Kicked me off.
I was just saying we don't talk about it much. But there are people making songs on AI, and they're saying that they're going to be ineligible for a Grammy. How do you guys out there feel about that? This wasn't made to be a big discussion or anything like that, but I just want to know how people feel. Do you think it's right?
No, I do. I agree with it. It's like, why should you get an award for an AI generated song? Like,
okay,
you should get it on merit. Like, people put
but let's say someone else already did do something that was AI, and you have no way of knowing, do you?
Well, they did. Well, they would have had to make it lately because AI really hasn't kicked off in the last year or so. But I mean, now Pandora's box is open moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's like the one that was in the news where Paul McCartney's using John Lennon's voice to make. Basically, he's writing a new Beatles song.
Wow.
I mean, yeah, that circumstance, it's fine because like he's actually writing the song and he's just using the voice. I'm like if it's fully generated song from AI, like where whoever's using it's put no input whatsoever, then you shouldn't get an award for that.
Aubyns could grab my voice, use AI, and then have me give glowing praise of the movie Jerry Curls.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, you should get well. If you can do that, you should get an award. I guess
you should get an award just for watching it. How many times have we seen that movie? I mean,
wouldn't it be great for us to tell AI to redo certain movies that we watch? Could you imagine how cool that would be? To say, okay,
AI will be it'll be really good for bringing like actors that have passed away. It'll be good for having them in movies, but to me, AI is very scary. It's very scary. It can easily be used in like a scam way, and that's the one part of it I don't like. But there is lots of pluses to it though.
I mean, I get on AI and I can ask them, AI, tell me everything you liked about the movie Extraction 2. Now tell me everything you didn't like about the movie Extraction 2. So there you go.
Blow up.
For people who don't want to watch the movie and participate and play it fast, there's your cheat code. Use AI.
Well, we actually now working at the school. I actually talked to some teachers about this about AI. We had a couple kids that were writing I don't even say a paragraph, like a 5-paragraph thing, and they were writing it, and the kids we work with are kids that tend to struggle with a lot of other issues. So they're not part of the mainstream per se. So they struggle with a lot of stuff. So regular writing of paragraphs and stuff is hard on them. And there were a couple that wrote some things that were really good. And I actually said to the teacher, I said, that they probably could have went on and did an AI did that. And so with my phone, I pulled up the topic that the kid was doing a report on. I said, I wanted this many words. I want it generic. And, you give a couple parameters, and I hit it. And in 5 seconds, there is their 150 word essay. And I showed it to the teacher. I said, there you go. And I'm not paying for none of this. This was on free.
Right.
So if you pay, you even get better.
Yep.
And the teacher's reading. She goes, this was done. And she's sitting right there when I was doing it. And she goes, some of these words are in the same format that some of the kids are writing in. And these are kids, their writing level. You know what their writing level is. So that when you look at something that's not their writing level, you're like, wait a minute, who wrote this for you? And I said, mom or dad didn't have to write this. The AI, they can pull it up on a website and do this.
Right. So now what happens when the mom and dad uses AI to write this stuff and gives it to the kid?
Well, you're not supposed to, because that's called plagiarism. That's plagiarism. And that, again, the school has rules against plagiarism. But there are teachers that are like, wow, I didn't realize. And some teachers are in tune to it. Some teachers are not. There are a lot of teachers that are having to adapt because this is a technology, as I understand, this is evolving and it's happening really fast. So these kind of things are happening.
Use calculators in school. You know?
At least you saw the kid punch in the calculator when you're in class, but now a kid writes it. One teacher told me that I can tell when it's because, all right, so so if a kid writes online right now, so they're using like a Google Docs type of situation, software. So the teachers can look at it and see that at 12 o'clock, there is one sentence. At 12:02, they have got 6 paragraphs.
Right.
Where did 6 paragraphs come in 2 minutes? You know what I mean? That's a copy and paste.
Back in my day, at least we would have retyped it on the screen.
Right. But most kids now, they grab, copy and paste. And the teacher's like, I can look right at it and I can see a timeline. I can see. So AI can write, and now we're generating music. We talked about this a couple months back. Remember, there was a guy that said, I want a rap song, I want this and that, and I want it in the style of Eminem. I want it this and that. And it wrote a song and sang in the exact cadence that Eminem would sing. And sang a song that is in the style of Eminem. Now, would that be eligible for a Grammy? I mean, I don't think so, because you didn't write it; a computer wrote it. I mean, do we give an award to a computer for fucking answering a question?
What happens to this music if the music is 30 times better than anything else we've been listening to? You know?
I just don't see how you can get an award for it when you haven't. All you've done is give it a few key details.
Right.
Got to be. I mean, are we gonna have to actually say you need to come in here and sing it for us? We don't think you're. We don't. Milli Vanilli. We don't think you're singing.
If Paul McCartney is writing a new song and then he uses John Lennon AI generated voice to sing the words he's wrote, then you could say that would be eligible because he's actually wrote it himself. He's just used the AI to use John Lennon's voice.
Yeah, because you'd have to disqualify anybody that used auto tunes.
Right.
Because people use audio. People use audio tunes to make their songs, make their voice sound better.
But those auto tune music that's out there have won Grammys.
Yeah, that's what my point is.
Yeah,
you would have to, like Andrew's saying, that if Paul McCartney wrote a song, but John Lennon's type voice sang it, would be eligible. Well, yeah, because you're doing the same thing when someone does audio tunes. If I sing a song and I auto tune it to make myself sound so much better, and I win, do I win an award? Yeah, people do win awards, you know, just because their voice has been made better.
It's funny. Did you guys happen to see that that episode of South Park? Because they basically did the same thing. Wasn't that hilarious?
All the kids doing homework.
Yeah. Well, no. Well, that he was texting his girlfriend. You know.
Exactly.
he just put the phone down and let the AI just take care of texting his girlfriend.
While we were talking about this, I just did a quick Google search. Found a site called Film Flow, which does analysis and movie reviews, and it's a free app. Film Flow. When you're too lazy to watch the movie, go to Film Flow.
Oh gosh.
It is
I'll be using that 5 minutes before the show next week.
What do you think, Aubyns? I mean, you didn't chime in. Do you think that they should be eligible or ineligible for a Grammy?
It should go in its own category. You know, for that type of song generator. Sharon had even mentioned that. Was it here? Yeah, coming out with their own award. That's how I feel. It should have its own award.
I mean, like the thing with, like Andrew said, Paul McCartney. I mean, say if there was an old Nirvana rough tape where they had the music, but they didn't have the complete vocals on it. So then they could go back and use Kurt Cobain's vocals and then finish the song. I wouldn't have an issue with that. I mean, I think there's ways it could be useful. And there's also ways like the guy just making up a song of his own and stealing basically Eminem's vocals.
Right.
Well, didn't Michael Jackson have a lot of songs that he didn't release?
Oh yeah.
But he actually sang them.
Paul McCartney bought them. That's the thing. Apple bought them.
Yeah, but you're saying he sang them, Todd. But did he record it, or did he just is there some that he didn't sing that he just wrote and never got a chance to record?
Oh yeah. I don't know if he did that, but I know that
he just
there was a lot of unreleased music that
from
he sang.
My personal experience in music, when you're writing songs and stuff, you'll do a rough just so you don't forget it, how the flow. Then you'll come back later to polish it and so all that stuff. So yeah, you can have rough copies or ideas of songs sitting around that pop in your head now, so you don't forget them later on.
I think you're gonna start getting singers writing stuff for when they die, so that it can be released afterwards.
This is for my baby.
It'll be
mama.
In that contract.
Yeah, it's true. They could do it. So yeah, that's a scary time. I mean, right now with AI, there's so much benefit, but then with comes benefit comes some downside. So we'll see. All right, it's that time.
Oh gosh.
All right.
Okay. This first one this week is an anti-stress symmetrical drawing editor, and it's pretty neat because you just as you see Jab's doing there, you could just just start drawing and it's gonna symmetrically use copy it like all the way around, and you can put different colors in it. Jabs must have been practicing.
No, I was just kind of.
Yeah.
Oh, look at me! Look at me!
You can make some neat stuff.
He's like, honey, I found some art work for the room.
Look at me.
Yeah, give it to her the color in between the lines.
There you go. Bam.
Yeah. So this one is the- what is it? Just
Mandela.
Mandela. Yeah, justmandela.com.
Just Mandela. So, and then you can hit bucket and it's gone.
Yeah, you can also print them and save them also.
So nice, cool little little artsy thing. Okay, and then we've got the Cameo one.
Yeah, Cameo. This one here will allow you to use your cell phone as a camera for your computer. So, like if you're using an app for that, you want to have a second camera.
Think about Player Pass, folks. The
right,
Player Pass. This can work for it.
Yeah, you can do like you wanted to make up your own video for something, and you can't use your laptop camera for it. You could use your phone and use that while you're live streaming or whatever you're trying to do.
And that's got a lot of settings too. I mean,
yeah,
looking at some of these, I mean, there is a lot of visual settings that you're able to do to make yourself look better or make yourself look worse. Like, which I don't do any filtering.
No, me neither.
As you can tell, I need some filtering over here.
Yeah. Okay, but that's the other one.
All right, so cool, nice little cool website.
You two this week. You got it there.
Yes.
All right.
Where'd my camera
go? Oh yeah.
Oh, there I went.
There you are. Okay. Fights.
Fights.
23rd today. At 6 p.m., which had already started, is the PFL, Professional Fighting League. There's Oliver Aubyns Mercier versus Anthony Romero is the main card.
And PFL, the PFL has picked up. Didn't they pick up our big guy?
Ngannou.
Ngannou.
Yeah,
they picked them up. So
yeah.
I think PFL is going to really pick up pace here. Really,
yeah, it is. It has been. It has been. It's what happens when you pay your fighters.
Ever since they pulled Jake Paul in.
Oh Jesus!
What do we got here? AMC Fight Night. This is tomorrow at 12 p.m. in Moscow, Russia. I can't even say their names.
Akhmed
Aliyev versus Magomed Solomov. Okay, and that's
I'll slaughter a name. So
yeah,
trust me.
We have Fury Fighting Championship. Is that Sunday, the 25th? Yeah. So yes, Sunday at 2 p.m. in Houston, Texas. Okay. Josh Walker versus Alberto Trulillo. LFA. This is tonight at 10 p.m. In Commerce, California. Cody Davis versus Igor Tequera. And UFC this week is on ABC.
That's gonna be early.
Yeah.
12 p.m.
12 p.m. That's the prelims, no less.
Okay.
Yeah. Versus Josh Emmett versus Illa Tuporia.
And look at their paper fan says it's gonna be in Jacksonville. That ABC will be showing that, and so it'll be early, very early for UFC. So Rennick says Major League Baseball all weekend, or baseball in London this weekend. Oh, okay.
Oh wow. Okay.
All right. So I
also
still,
for everyone to remember, don't forget next week. Player Pass
6 p.m.
Okay. 6 p.m.
So we'll be same bat channel. So we'll do that here. Please watch the show.
Watch the movie.
Or the movie. And we want to have fun. And it's a laid back. We enjoy whatever movie we've watched, and then we will talk about. I'm sure at that time we'll probably. I don't know if we'll figure out what movie we're going to watch the next 2 weeks out, or if we'll wait till.
We'll wait a week, and then we'll
wait a week.
Wait a week.
Okay, give us almost 2 weeks so we can find movies that are rated at 6.5 and above.
Right.
Well, I'm sorry. We watched too much crap. I was trying to filter. Hey,
You're trying to filter?
The fans will be happy that I filtered out some crap. I mean, Extraction 2, you like it or you don't like it, but at least
Did you like the first one?
Yeah.
Okay, so did I. See what happens with the second one.
Yep, I like
it. Be the same stuff. Now that
it's the same stuff. I've seen it.
Right.
Exactly.
Okay,
I mean, it's
same stuff. Yeah.
You know what you're just like with John Wick. You know what you're getting.
Yeah.
You know what you're in for. Just buckle up and say, yeah, okay. Like we watched Fast and Furious, and I laughed at so much of it because I'm like, cars can't do that. You know that. I mean, that's what gets me. I'm like, no, that doesn't work. And there was probably 40 minutes left in that movie. I came in here and I heard Blue say, "What? No way! There's no way." But then she watched. That was one of the ones that had the end credits that had some extra caveat in there.
I just want to say, Willa's out there.
Willa,
yeah.
All right, it's her birthday tomorrow, so everyone remember Willa's birthday tomorrow.
All right, so Willa she joins us on the Oculus on big screen. So she joins us, and she was a big screen. She joined us in big screen one night watching the UFC fights. We had her join the Oculus Streamers Telegram group, and now she's following us. And that's, if you have an Oculus, I'm telling you, you got to follow us and be in our group and watch sports with the group. I'm sorry, even unless you're going to invite a bunch of people over to your house to watch some sporting events, the Oculus is the best way to watch some sporting events with people. We watch it. What was last week? You had what, 8, 10 people in the room?
Yeah.
Something like that. And
watching the fight is 50% of the enjoyment. The other 50% is all the BS we talk and the stupid shit we talk about when the fights are going on. So you don't have to be into watching sports, but if you have an Oculus, trust me, you come in and watch a fight with us as a group.
Yeah.
If you leave there without laughing and you have zero funny bone, something's going to make you crack.
Well, I will say as a word of warning, at least a third, if not half, the people are either eating a gummy, smoking some herb, or drinking during the event that we're watching. So it actually gets funner through the evening as people get a little more inebriated. It is fun. I mean, I'm sorry, it is fun. It's fun. We got people from all different places. We're all bullshitting and having a good time. So yes, great time. Willa, wine for Nookie. Yeah, and I blame me too, because I'm telling you, when me and some of the guys get cracking up and cracking jokes, me and Birch. I mean, Birch sometimes cracks me up. I mean, he'll get me giggling, and I can't help it. I'm on a roll, and I can't stop.
Was it his birthday again tomorrow also?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's someone else's birthday.
Yeah.
I'm thinking it's Birch. If it wasn't Birch, then it's
Penn over in the side check. Congratulations on the show and return to Player Pass. Penn, more than welcome to join the show at any point. Hopefully, if he's able to join us next week on Player Pass, he'll be happy to have him. And hopefully, I mean, he's a techie guy. Maybe he's got an Oculus. It'd be great to have him.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, the Oculus, I mean, there is a lot of fun games we have on it, and they are good. But I'm telling you, big screen is the funnest.
Yeah.
Big screen is the funnest. I get to watch sports, which I love. with people, we talk sports, and then we talk about just crazy shit.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy shit. I mean, you'll hear stuff that you'll be like, what did I just hear? And it's not politically correct, so we don't broadcast none of it. Doing well, all about to get back into the shift. Lunch breaks are limited. Okay. All right, bro.
All right.
Later,
All right.
Pen. But
We
hey,
miss you.
if he
We
can
really
hit
do
us
miss
up,
you.
he's a fun guy. Very smart guy. Got a great YouTube channel. Very intelligent guy. So if you can follow any of his videos, check them out. Great things. All right, so let's go ahead and roll up out of here. Andrew, I'll start with you. Andrew, anything you want to say before we roll up out of here? It's we're right at 2 hours.
No, just thanks for having us again, and good night.
All right, Beach, what you got?
All right. Well, see everybody next week for Player Pass. Remember to watch Extraction. Take notes.
Yeah.
That is a good advice there. Take notes because it is easy
to
to forget.
It's
easy to forget. Maybe it's just because we're old.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we watch so much shit.
So much.
And
I just start talking about one movie, and meanwhile I mean another. You know, putting characters together in two different movies.
This is true. True story. All right. Hey, Aubyns, anything you want to say?
Yeah, quickly, I wanted to say, what's up to Patty D out there? Hope you're doing good, and guys, I'd be so happy for you all to show up next week. If you're not in our Telegram group, please join the Player Pass room, okay? Because in there you'll see we'll put a link in the streaming matters room, but in we normally vote on the movie that we watch. So like say if you watch Extraction 2, you'll be able to vote on it, whether a play or a pass. Okay, those are the only two options. This way we know people have watched it. There's no middle ground of or anything like that. So thanks for everyone coming out, and be great to see you guys next week. Don't forget the fights this weekend.
Yeah, good thing we got fights. Check those out. Lots of stuff. Hopefully you guys learned a little something from some of our rambling on. Hopefully we help you save some money on cord cutting. Join the Telegram groups if you want more support, help on some of these subjects where we're able to talk a little bit more in depth. YouTube only allows us to talk so much, so we can say what we can say, but we have to also be careful of what we actually say on this format. So sorry about that, but that's YouTube rules.
Right. And we talk about more on Telegram anyway.
Oh yeah.
So always keep that in mind if you're someone that says, I don't know if I want to load this Telegram. Load Telegram, please. You'll get a lot more information.
Yeah. Oh, a ton more. Yeah. So thanks for everyone joining. I want to thank C-Man for joining us, and thank you for all the work that he has done in the community for a long period of time. Andrew, thank you for joining me. Long-time friend of mine, my buddy. I can't wait to come to the UK, and because we're gonna hook up. Not hook up as in hook up, but meet up. He'll be giving me a different address.
Andrew, my ass is still hurting from hooking up with dabs, okay?
Oh my God.
Beach, thank you for joining. Thank you, Beach, for all the work he does, and also for the video intros and some of the stuff he does behind the scenes. Thank you so much for our videos. Aubyns, thank you for pulling together all of our video stuff and making it easy for the prima donna to roll into the show and to just sit down on his throne right above with my name above me. That was brought to me. That Beach got me. See, I've got everyone brainwashed. They all do it for me. I just have to just show up. So, and thanks you guys for watching the show. It's fun. We have a good time. Hopefully you learned a little bit of something. Join Telegram if you have more questions, and we'll do our best to answer those questions. And I look forward to watching Extraction again, Extraction 2. That will be next week. And hey, streaming matters to us because streaming matters to you.